designer in me, you know?
I love it. JD and I travel, we try to go to a museum, at least one museum when we're there, because it helps us think differently. Yeah. It helps us think differently and see the world differently, get inspired and see what other people are doing. Yeah, they had a fashion exhibit. People are using different mediums to create art. So it's art through clothing and art through paint and art through photography. It's like MoMA's one of those places you walk in and you literally feel like you're absorbing inspiration. We saw the Picasso painting. And one in particular, for the life of me, what was the name of it? During his Guernica period, but what you looked at was all these geometric things and spaces, and the docent had explained that when you're looking at this particular portion of the painting, he had painted an illusion of fruit. She says, what do you see in the lower forefront of the painting? And everyone said, I see grapes, I see a banana, I see an apple. And she's like, no. Picasso wanted you to think that you're seeing grapes, but all we're really seeing is gray shapes. And in the painting, there were just literally gray circle that we interpreted to be an orange, a small series of circles, what we interpreted to be grapes. And she says, he did not paint grapes, he painted gray circles. And in our minds, we are putting our inflection on what do we think we see. And that's what he wanted to do, to bring the viewer into the painting itself. And I would have never have known that what he was doing in the conversations he was having was interpretation of art to bring a viewer into it. And I thought, so good, so good. I've been thinking about this time at MoMA and how that plays into like present day, because I don't go to museums just to like absorb art. I go to museums to contextualize art. So what were the conversations that Picasso was having with his friends, and how did that impact his work, his creations, and for all intents and purposes, his business? How he made a living was by painting. So how does this parlay in present day? Well, I've come to believe that when we share our journey, what we're going through, our why, can we explain the conversations that we're having with our friends that is changing our outlook on how we are presently running our businesses? One of my favorite quotes is by Simon Sinek, and he says, people don't buy what we create, they buy why we create it. And I think that that's such a powerful thing, because we need to learn how to share our story of origin, our story of creation, what's inspiring us, what tools are we using, how are what we going through in our lives changing the stuff that we're creating and sharing out on Instagram. Yes, they can be personal posts about the conversations you're having with your friends. They can be personal posts about how you decided to change your medium. How are you creating bracelets, or the new type of protein powder that you're using, and how does that affect your business? Perhaps you're changing your paintbrushes if you're an artist. When you talk about the why, you bring people into the journey, you share the story, so that when your final creation is ready, the cake you bake, the painting that you painted, the book that you write, the fitness video that you put together, when people walk the journey and they understand the why, they're more likely, because they know your story, to invest in the thing that you are selling. And to that, I encourage you to share your story, and share it very well on Instagram. I didn't know that he didn't want me to see fruit. He wanted me to see gray shapes, but the conversations he was having with his friends, they're like, how do we bring our viewers into our paintings? Well, we make them think for themselves. If you guys want to learn more about sharing your stories and building a brand, I'd love to see you on the inside of Insta 180. But hey, if you're there or not, I wish you all the best, and I encourage you to share your story.